After making a couple NHL videos and an NFL video, I've decided to put together a CFL video to share my thoughts on the home and road jerseys of all 9 teams in the CFL. I mean, since there's only 9 teams, I figure I might as well. And what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably end up creating a second CFL video to talk about all of their third jerseys, because they were unveiled as part of a thing called the Signature Series, and they're meant to be more futuristic looking, but that's why I'm thinking it would be a little bit better to attempt a second video after this one. So for this video, I'm going to start with the East Division, and I'm going to work my way to the West. So for this video, I'm going to start with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. In my opinion, their jerseys are perfect. Their whole uniform is perfect. There's not a thing I would change for either their home or road jersey. They're absolutely awesome. I couldn't think of any other ways to make them better. In my opinion, they're perfect. And they're by far my favorite jerseys in the CFL. Absolutely love them. They're beautiful. I love the colors, and that's coming from a BC Lions fan. Now, moving on to the next team. In my opinion, they have the second best jerseys in the league, the Toronto Argonauts. Once again, the uniforms are perfect in my opinion. I mean, I just like black and yellow better, or black and gold better than the double blue. But you know what? Toronto's jerseys are they're awesome. I was so happy when I saw them come out with their current jerseys a few years back. They just look great. But the only thing that I would change, though, is the logo. I mean, the sailing football logo, in my opinion, is one of the very best logos in football, NFL and CFL. I mean, that logo, in my opinion, is a total classic. If they would just use that logo and maybe a white helmet, you know what? Their jerseys would go from pretty much perfect to absolute perfect, like Hamilton. Now, to the next team, the Montreal Alouettes. I really like that they have the same colors as the Montreal Canadiens, and I like that their jerseys are a little bit different, but you know what? I think they're a little too clunky. Both jerseys have blue on the shoulders, and I think that if they took that off the shoulders, I think the jerseys would look a little bit better. And another thing as well, I hate the little word marks above the numbers. The one on the road jersey, it says Alouettes just above the numbers, and it also says Montreal on the red home jersey. And I just think it looks a little too clunky. And I think that just by removing the blue tops on the jerseys and the useless word marks, in my opinion, the jerseys would be a lot better. And another thing as well, what I would do is I would make the red more of a scarlet red, like a orangey red. I think it would look a lot better, especially with blue. It looks really good with blue, and I don't really like the darker red. It's not the same. And another thing too, I'm not a big fan of the silver helmet. And the logo's fine and dandy, but I do think they could come up with a better logo, in my personal opinion. But overall, I don't mind their jerseys, but I'm not the biggest fan of their home and road jerseys, personally. I do think they could be a whole hell of a lot better. And now to the final team in the East, the Ottawa Red Blacks. Before I say anything, they have just the weirdest name I have heard in football. Red Blacks. You know, I'm not a big fan of it. I wish they would have just brought back the Renegades name. That name was a good name, and I like it a lot better than Red Blacks, personally. And no, I'm not under arrest. No, that's just a police car going by. And anyway, The Ottawa Red Blacks, weird name aside, I gotta say, their main jerseys actually aren't too bad for an expansion team. I mean, their white jersey's a little bit on the boring side. And when they wear their white helmet, they kind of remind me of stormtroopers. But you know what? For an expansion team, their jerseys aren't bad. Their black jersey is actually not too bad. I think it's actually quite decent. And you know what? Usually I get a little bit annoyed with the all one color look, which is known as a monochrome. But for the Alouettes, they're all black jersey. I mean, sorry, not the Alouettes. What am I thinking? The Red Blacks. They're all black jerseys, actually not too bad. And their white jersey's okay. I mean, for a road jersey, the jersey itself, you can't really complain. And I do think they have a pretty good logo. I like the art in the saw blade. I think it's a creative logo. And I think it's a cool touch to Ottawa's past as well. But the only thing that I don't really care for as much is the number font. They've got these weird, clunky numbers, and I just don't think they're as good as a classic block font. But besides that, for an expansion team, I do wish they were a little more original, but you really can't complain in my opinion. And I think they did a decent job for an expansion team. But as I say that, their old classic Ottawa Rough Riders jerseys, in my opinion, are some of the best. And I wish that at some point they would bring them back. Now, moving on to the West Division. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers. I must say, I'm a big fan of their gold away jersey. I think it's actually really, really, really cool that there's a team that wears a non-white road jersey. I mean, I don't know about you viewers out there, but I think it's nice having a team or two in each league out there that don't have a white road jersey. I think it's a nice change, and I wish more teams would do it. And for the CFL, the fact that the Blue Bombers are the only team with a gold away jersey, I think is actually really quite nice. I mean, their main jerseys are not my personal favorite jerseys, but you know what? I love their gold jersey. I love the color, and you know what? As a guy who much prefers their old royal blue throwback by a country mile, I love their gold jersey. But you know, if they made a gold version of their royal blue throwback that they wear, and they switched to that, in my opinion, it would be absolutely amazing. But you know what? Their navy blue jersey now, I'm not a big fan of it, but their gold road jersey, I think is actually quite decent. Now to the next team, the Edmonton Eskimos. Now these guys kind of have me scratching my head a tiny bit. First off, their home jersey, the dark green jersey, in my opinion, is absolutely perfect. I love it. I've got nothing bad to say about it. But as for the road jersey, what's up with the random green side panels that go up the sides of the jersey onto the arms? I just find that a little bit weird and unnecessary. If they just got rid of that, their road jersey would be perfect. And I like the idea of them having a dark green helmet and a yellow helmet, but you know what? They're just like the Green Bay Packers. I think they look better with a golden yellow helmet. I think they should wear it for both home and away. Now to the Calgary Stampeders. Their red jersey's actually not too bad, and their road jersey's a little bit clunky. But you know what? Their jerseys are okay. I mean, I like their red jersey. It's simple. It's not too busy like their old design. But their white jersey, or their road jersey, is a little bit too clunky and a little too busy. And I think if they cleaned that up, it would actually look quite pleasant on the eyes. But one thing that kind of drives me crazy too, they wear the red helmet at home and the black helmet on the road. And I think they're a team that really should just stick to one helmet. And as I said, I think that if they cleaned up their white jersey, their red helmet would actually be perfect for both jerseys. But besides that, I do wish that at some point the Stampeders would go back to one of their older looks, because I do like them quite a bit better. But for their current look, for what they've done, it's actually not too bad either. So let's see, I've talked about Winnipeg, I've talked about Calgary, I've talked about Edmonton. Now we're going to talk about my favorite team, the BC Lions. Their home and road jerseys are great. They're simple, they're not too busy, and in my opinion, they're nice and classy. But the only thing I would change is maybe adding some stripes on the arms. That would be the only change I'd probably make. But besides that, you know what? Their jerseys are quite nice. You really can't complain. They're a little bit on the simple side, but you know what? Their home and road jerseys are actually quite nice. And I love the road jersey with the orange pants. And the home jersey with the white pants and the orange jersey and the white helmet, they look really nice. And I think it's really cool having a team with just one team in the league that has an orange jersey. Not only because they're my favorite team, but because orange is actually my favorite color. So maybe besides a few stripes on the arms, their jerseys, you can't complain. They're really quite decent. Now, I'm going to end with the one team that just drives me crazy. And that team is the Saskatchewan Roughriders. I mean, their home and road jerseys are terrible. They have all these weird side piping on them. And you know what? I just don't like them. And I've heard from quite a few Rough Rider fans that they don't like them either, and I'm glad to hear it. Because you know what? Their throwback jerseys are their best jerseys they've ever worn. And why they haven't gone back to them is just beyond me. Their new look is just terrible. I mean, even their last look that they had before they changed to their new look was actually okay. It wasn't bad, but this is just terrible. I mean, and then when they wear the white helmet with their road jersey, they look like stormtroopers. And not in a good way. And I really wish that Saskatchewan would just switch to their throwbacks, because you know what? Those are some of the best jerseys in football. NFL and CFL. And I just don't get it. They have such nice throwbacks. They're a bright green color that most teams never use. And I don't know. I just wish they'd switch back to their throwbacks, because in my opinion, they're just so much nicer. And you know what? I like the old logo better too. I really do. But anyway, besides that, this video is actually going to end up being a bit shorter than most of my other videos. If not, maybe even my shortest video yet. And you know what? I'm glad. And I'm going to start to try and make my videos a little bit shorter, but I can't guarantee it. So, on a final note, remember, for this video, I only talked about all of the home and road jerseys of the CFL. As for the third jerseys, I'm thinking I'm probably going to make a separate video for that, which will probably be coming soon. And also, I see that I've gone over 100 views for all my videos, and to all you viewers out there, thank you for watching, and I really hope you've enjoyed the videos. And I look forward to making more videos down the road. So, until my next video, as always, take care, and until next time, see you later. Bye for now.